All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Oh, fuck. And welcome back to me cracking my body. And to patch 10.4. So, it's been 2 weeks, yet again. Finally, Riot has decided to add the patch notes back to the client. And I'm very thankful that I don't have to show my Google anymore. Excuse me. So, I've been up since 5 a.m. again today, as with yesterday, as with the day before. I'm running on no sleep, and I'm very tired, but that leaves no excuse not to do patch notes. So, hello to everyone except those who aren't my friend, which for me is many people. Before we dive into the patch changes, a quick PSA. Patch 10.4 will not be going live until February 20th, which is this Thursday. Usually it goes live on Wednesday, I'm assuming. In this patch, we're breaking top Sona and Soraka since they're grossly overpowered, which is weird. Soraka I can understand, Sona I can't. Sona's fucking paper and she just dies. Additionally, we're making larger changes to the jungle champion pool, which we'll see that here. And some non-junglers are going to be going in there. They're going to be getting some buffs so they could jungle. This way, we're diversifying the arguably small champion pool for veterans and new players. And finally, we're making Aphelios a little easier to understand, and hopefully they're not nerfing him. And there's a portal here for TFT patch notes, which I don't give a shite about. Alright, buffed. So, we got buffs to all these champions, a lot to go through. Nerfed, very little, but questionable, especially with these two in the front here. And now the skins. Alright, so something's happened which isn't included technically in these patch notes, but which I'll include anyway and probably mention in the next 2 weeks as well. I'm pissed that I have to wait 2 fucking weeks, right? Every 2 weeks I have to wait to then get these shitty ass fucking bullshit skins and no new changes to the game. This is fucking ass and I hate it. The new skins, I'm just gonna say it right now, the new skins for 10.5 are Black Frost, Alistar, Rek'Sai, Renekton, and then we're getting Hextech Sedge. The skins aren't bad, they're actually like pretty decent, but god, it's like I want a legendary and I want fucking skins for people I play. Fuck this bullshit. Fuck next patch. I hate this shit. But yeah, the skins aren't that bad. But anyway. These skins, Blood Moon. Blood Moon I feel like is oversaturated, and the people who got skins for are definitely oversaturated. Yi has enough skins. Cat has enough skins. Tryndamere has enough skins, and these skins aren't that good. They're not that bad. I would say the Tryndamere skin's pretty good. The Yi skin's whatever. The Katarina skin's whatever too. It's like, who cares? Katarina's base shit is red anyway. Why make it pink? Who gives a fuck? But they're not bad. They're not terrible skins, so I guess they're okay. No legendary, 3 skins for this patch. And next patch we're getting what? 5 skins, right? 1, 2, 3. No, 4 skins. So, again, I forgot what the math was, but I mentioned it in a previous patch video. Riot is going to have to crank out a lot of skins to reach their end quota of what they said, which is like 100-something or 200-something skins. I forgot. But they're going to have to release a lot of skins, and these next couple skins are pretty bad. Now, before I go any further, the other thing that really, really scares me is that, as far as I know, all we've gotten for the next skins in the next patch is a preview. So technically we don't know what's in the next patch. Technically. But I'm assuming Fiddlesticks isn't going to be in it since they haven't previewed him either. So it's kind of like, I hope he is, and it's just not in the preview because it's a champion that's already released. But I'm hoping to dear God they release him next patch, but so far as it's looking, he's not there, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, how long are they going to make us wait? This is some bullshit. Because then after Fiddlesticks comes out, we're going to wait like another month or 2 for either Volibear or a new champion to come out. Or they might completely blindside us, which is what they did with Senna, Aphelios, and Set, where like they came out in such a short time period, in my opinion. Because I don't really remember. But it felt short. Anyway, enough lollygagging around. onto the changes. Owigo, I feel, is in a semi-decent spot, but not that great of a spot. And that's for the pure fact that while it's not optimal to build AP, it works, and most people do opt to build AP, as far as I've seen in my elo. Even though tank is, as I've said, the most optimal path, a lot of people are choosing to build AP, which means, one, tank Amumu isn't that good if you're going AP Amumu, or two, AP... or not AP, Amumu in general is just pretty fucking bad, where he could just go AP and not necessarily get away with it, but not be punished enough to go tank. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm assuming to see buffs to tank Amumu. I want tank Amumu to come back, because God playing against AP Amumu as an AD main is fucking terrible. So what are we seeing? Q dash speed increased. Oh great, my mother just arrived. Lovely. R cooldown decreased and now stops dashes. Oh wow, I didn't know it didn't stop dashes. These buffs plus the immolate changes. Oh yeah, they're changing Sunfire shit, which is like apparently really big. But anyway, the dash speed is faster, so this literally changes nothing but how fast you get to the champion. Huh? So how fast you get to them, which is pretty good. The R is now on a slightly faster cooldown, which is always good for a teamfight ulti. And now it stops enemies in the middle of their dashes. So if you get hit by it, you're staying where you are. Which, overall, these are like tiny little hit or buffs for Amumu. But depending on the immolate changes, which I'll go over my opinions on that later, Amumu can actually maybe be played again, and maybe tanks will be played again. Especially CC tanks. Hopefully. Hope to God. Okay. Aphelios. I've said my opinions on this man many a times when he's released and every patch that he's been nerfed after it. So, players can now see both of Aphelios' guns. To me, personally, it was enough just looking at what he had. If you used your eyes and saw what he had on his back and in his hand, it was enough. But this doesn't change anything. You could see both his guns. It's fine. That's whatever. It's a clarity update, in my opinion. However, what's happening next is the big question. Calibrum no longer resets basic attack timer after consuming a mark. That is stupid. It's understandable why they would take that away, but God, that felt so good about him, and I'm so sad they're changing it. And now Crescendum sentries die faster, which I'm honestly surprised they lasted as long as they did. And now the R range is decreased. This is the big one I don't understand why they're doing. Aphelios is the Galaxy Brain Marksman, which is a lie. He's not. They marketed him as that, but he's really not. You literally just use whatever, and you're a suboptimal AD if you use the wrong weapons, and one of the best AD if you have the right ones. It's not you have to think about what to use, it's just do you have it? It's really just do you have it, and will you press it and not miss? Basically. He's stressing out opponents who can't understand what he's doing. Just because you have a picture of his gun doesn't mean you know what the gun does. So this little thing of you know the icon doesn't do anything. Unless you knew what the gun did initially, it doesn't matter with the icon. So that changes nothing. Better clarity will lead to a drop in Aphelios' performance. No, it fucking won't. But we also threw some raw nerfs with a focus on making sure opponents have successful ways to catch him and beat him up. What ways can you catch him and beat him up that made it better to do that with these nerfs? He doesn't lose move speed. You haven't changed his mobility. He's literally the same. He's exactly the same. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So, yeah, weapon, you see both. Cool. Doesn't matter. Basic attack reset. I'm sad that's gone, but it's understandable, kind of. His attack timer still resets for the mark attack. Okay. Okay. Crescendum. Sentry range indicators are now red for enemies. That's good. I agree with that. Base number of sentry attacks is 3. But it scales with attack speed. That's fair. You don't have the sentry for it to really do damage. You just have it for the sniper to proc shit or the gravity gun to proc shit too. That's about it. You don't really care how many shots it gets out. 4 to 3. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a nerf, but you'll get more with attack speed anyway. Now, you can now take out sentries in 2 autos, which is fine. With how many, you can actually have a really good uptime on the sentries because it's a very short cooldown later in the game. So that's good. Sentry health against AoE, 4 damage. Sentries have 6, so again 2 attacks. And Aphelios' sentries no longer occasionally die upon being activated. That's a big bug fix. And Moonlight Vigil, they're nerfing the range by 300, which again, I don't know why, but whatever. I feel like the ult is one of the hardest parts of his kit to land. It's very narrow, and it moves very, like, not that fast. It's very telegraphed. It doesn't come out instantly, so it's like, you could dodge it easily, and most of the time people can miss it, unless you're being CC'd or clumped up. It's like, it's not that big. Anyway, Aphelios, I don't agree with some of these. I can understand them. I don't like them. I still think he'll be okay, though. They're going to keep nerfing him, though, because this isn't going to fix the problem if he's just really good with certain weapons. Until they nerf the weapons to where he's adequate with them, so I'm waiting for that day, unfortunately. But anyway, Asol. I think Asol is in a weak spot. I think his rework, quote-unquote, fooked him. They said that they wanted it to open up, like, more players to him, make his kit more, like, open to people. I feel like it didn't do that at all, and I feel like the Asol mains who liked him just stopped playing him because he's not as good as he was before. But what are they saying? Like Sailor Star Maker, during the time of Sailor Moon Star's Aurelion Soul Star, Gentle Creator is a little weaker this patch. They don't even say why. He's not OP. He's not being played. The Asol mains are few and far between. What the fuck is this? This is stupid. Caitlyn, I don't want to see any buffs to this chick because I hate her, and I always ban her because she's so annoying. And now she's getting double the attack speed she has at level 1, where it's like, yo, come on. It's bonus, though, so it's not that great. But it's like, yo, come on. Don't do this. Don't do this, Riot. Come on. I don't agree with this. I think she's fine. So, Garen. What do I think of Garen? Garen, I haven't seen a lot of. I don't necessarily think he's weak. I think he's more in line with what he was before, which is niche and useless. Basically, Garen before, you would pick just because you liked Garen, you were pretty tanky, and you did decent damage. You were easily kiteable, but you weren't able to be slowed. You had to get hard CC to, like, be ripped off on, like, set. And then they overbuffed him with the E rework thing, and now they overnerfed him, I feel. So I feel like we're going to see buffs to him, so he's not where he was when he started out, which was useless and pretty boring, and almost no one played him except Garen mains. And me, if I ever get top. So, what did they do? Our goal is to bring back diversity to Garen, which they had, except it wasn't diversity in the sense there was one build that was now the standard, which wasn't the old tank build, but whatever. So, they want to buff his tankier builds, which I like, while keeping his damage-oriented builds still viable. So the tank build is going to be the best one, basically. There's a change missing in this section that's included in the jungle champions. Oh, okay, cool. So they're buffing his jungle as well, Garen jungle. The 8 million mastery score bronze Garen jungle. He might be an iron now, thinking about it. Anyway. They're empowering the Q. Oh, hold on. Are my peas ready? Ooh. Oh, nah. Thank you. Okay. Well, my grandma just thanked me for asking her to make me peas, but whatever. Anyway. Oh, God, I love when people are in my house. Not my grandma. I like it when she's here, but other people. Anyway, we can't help it. Patch notes must go on. So, our goal is to... Okay, so they buffed the Q ratio by 0.5, so damage is going to be slightly better on him. And then, at max resistances from enemy kills, Garen increases his bonus armor and MR by 10%. So it's like a mini Ornn passive. And then instead of 0.1 maximum health, it's a flat amount plus 0.2 bonus health. So damage is slightly better now because it doesn't scale off like max health. Because your max health would be pretty low if you want damage. So this is slightly better for damage. They basically just buff damage while making him tankier. They're not really like buffing his tankier builds, they're just making Garen more tanky. So Riot lied again. But good buffs nonetheless. Will it bring Garen back like he used to be with the new rework with the E? No. Will it make him better for those who play him? Yes. Will it attract new players? No. But I like the change because I play him. Nargata. What are they doing to Nargata? I feel like Nargata kind of sucks ass, which is weird. When Nar came out, I felt like he was really good. Then they nerfed him and he was really bad. And then they buffed him to where his ulti was on a like 30 or 20-second cooldown, which was like insane to me based on what it was. It was like a over 60-second cooldown or 50-second cooldown, I think. But they changed it to like 30 to 20, and I was like, wow, this is such a huge buff. People are going to play him. No one played him. But anyway, we're definitely going to see buffs to Nar. Nar isn't used barely enough. Their base stats, or his base stats, his move speed is going up by 10. That's very big. Move speed is very big in this game. Bonus move speed is 10 to 30, 0 to 20. Wait, what? Wait. I'm so confused here. So they took it away from the passive and just put it on the base. What does that do? That does nothing. Well, whatever. Maybe it's calculated different because it's bonus move speed at that point. So base move speed actually might be better. And his ulti, what'd they do? They upped the damage ratio to 0.5 AD from 0.2 and then 1 AP. So now the ulti should actually do decent damage. It's over double of a buff. Like, it's over 200% better than what it was. I think we actually might start seeing Nar again. I think these changes will, in fact, bring some people who either used to play Nar or never played Nar to Nar. It's not going to be a sweeping change, but I feel like some people will do it. I'm fairly excited and happy about these. Jace. I hate Jace. I don't play Jace. I don't like Jace. I never see Jace in my games. I see him in high elo, and he's so annoying. He either wins extremely hard or does absolutely nothing. So I'm assuming he's going to get buffed because I barely see him. Base mana and mana growth increased. Q base damage increased. So his mana is going up by a tiny amount. His mana growth is going up by a big amount. And then his base damage is going up by 10. It's not bad, but I don't feel like this does anything. Oh boy, here we go with this hoe. Lux, the fucking bane of the support bot lane. I hate this champion so much, and I hate the people in my house right now because they won't shut the fuck up. But, and they're so fucking loud. I would understand if you talk like a normal person, which I don't. But like, I'm special. Or at least I hope to be. God, I hate this so much. I'm very close to just running out the door yelling, shut the fuck up. Anyway. I'm annoyed more now because I saw Lux, and that annoyed me, and now I'm being annoyed by the people in my house more because of Lux. I hate Lux. So, I think Lux support should be absolutely removed and banned from this game. I think Lux as a support is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. It can be good, but to be good at it, you need to be, like, so good at it, and almost no one is like that, and it's so depressing and angry. Anyway. Q. Binding Light. The base damage went up by 10. So they're buffing her. God help us. The base damage went up, the damage ratio went down, so it won't scale as well, but it'll do 10 more damage early. That's fine. The cooldown is going down, so that's actually good. Hopefully support Luxus can now try and land it more and miss it. And now R. This R is actually a huge change. So basically, Ezreal, as well as Lux, I don't know if anyone else, but the two fucking kissing people who, like, kiss each other, have on their ultis a mechanic where once you cast it, even if you get stunned, even if you get rooted, no matter what CC happens to you, unless it's death. But even then, I think death doesn't even stop it, but I'm not too sure. Death might stop it, but I'm not sure. But aside from death, nothing stops their ultis. However, Ezreal can flash while ulting, and the ult will, like, go to a new place wherever he's flashed. Same direction, but, like, it'll go with him. So the starting position will be different. So now it's the same for Lux. However, I don't know. I think it'll be in the same direction, same as Ezreal. But you're just moving yourself, so you're technically repositioning the ulti. Which can actually lead to a lot of misses. But hopefully the high-skilled players that play Lux will be able to benefit from this. Everyone else, it'll just fuck them up even more. I hate Lux. I think this champion should be cast out of the bot lane. Stay mid, you useless piece of shit. Ram. What do I think of Ram? He's very niche. He's good against armor. You pick him if you're against... Or he's good with armor, so he's good against AD. So just play him against ADs. I think he's fine. What are they doing? Attack speed is going up. Attack speed ratio is going up by like wiener amounts. This is nothing. Damn, did I go through the whole Spotify playlist? I did. Let me put on a new one. Alright, there we go. You guys probably still can't hear it, but whatever. So, Singed. Base health and armor decreased. Interesting. I think Singed is actually in a weak spot right now, more than anything. I barely see Singed. Ironically, in Season 4... Oh my god, yes, I think the people are leaving. In Season 4, and a little bit after that, like Season 5, maybe Season 6... I saw a lot of Singed players, and I was in a terrible elo back then, so maybe it might have been Smurfs, but I feel like Singed was like very good back then. Like if he was good, he was played by Singed mains. Now, almost no one is a fucking Singed main, because I feel like you just feed on him. You just feed, unless you're extremely smart, and if you're extremely smart, you play someone else. You don't play Singed. So it's like, the benefit you get from understanding and knowing this champion is not worth the reward, because you can do so much more on other champions. So I feel like he sucks. But what are they doing? Singed was pumped on his plant-based potion before it was cool. Yes. While his healthy libations have been letting him conquer the top lane, which he hasn't. I don't know where the fuck they're making this up. We're going to make his triumphs a bit more risky by reducing his early tankiness. I don't feel like Singed is that tanky early, but whatever. I guess they're nerfing Singed. I think he's still useless, so this doesn't change anything but make him worse. Sona. So apparently this is the problem child, the problem twin of the top lane, along with Soraka. Soraka I can kind of understand, although they both have similar issues. They heal, they poke, but they're squishy as all hell. If you catch a Soraka or a Sona out, they should die. 90% of the times, they should just die. Hands down. I don't know why they're so good top. But, what are they doing? So Q. Sona now gains 30 mana for the first time she tags an ally with her aura. That's actually really fucking good. But the cost is going up. So 50, 60, 75. So if you use it and then you take advantage of the new mana restore, you're essentially gaining 5 mana back for using a Q, which is like actually really good thinking about it now. Wait, that's actually insane. So if you go top lane and you use the new Q, you're losing more mana than you would with the old one. But if you use the new Q in bot lane, you're technically gaining 5 mana, which isn't that much, but it's much more detrimental if you do it alone. So that's very interesting. That's actually a smart change. I'm surprised that Riot did that. Wow. So the W. She now restores mana with her W. So again, 80, 90, 100, 5. Yeah, so same thing. You restore 5 mana, same as the Q, if you hit an ally with the aura, and then you lose a lot more if you don't. Is it the same thing for E? Yeah, it's the same thing for E. Okay. These are actually insanely good. They don't change her power at all. They simply gate her from going alone, which is the problem. And they buffed her slightly, ever so slightly bot lane. This is actually one of the like few changes I have to commend Riot on. This was so like big brain to me. I wish they did more changes similar to this to other champions. Where it's like, okay, this champion's a problem. Let's figure out how to stop this problem by not weakening them, just making it more detrimental for them to do it. Sona isn't any weaker or stronger from this. Well, technically she is. She's a little stronger from going bot, but again, 5 mana. But it's like, This is crazy. This is like a crazy intelligent change. I like this. So, Soraka. Let's see what they do for her. Let's see if they give her the same treatment. I kind of saw these on Surrender 20 already, and I got so confused by them. So I was like, alright, I'm just going to wait to try and figure it out on like fucking stream when I shouldn't or should have it already figured out. Anyway, so chipping away at Soraka's top lane potency as she's the winningest top laner at the current moment. That's fucking retarded. We also want to keep the impact on her support lane minimal as she's not overperforming there. I feel like she is. I feel like she's one of the better supports bot lane. Again, if she gets caught out, she dies. But maybe that's because there's two people. One-on-one Soraka does kind of like win more than I would imagine Sona does because she has a silence and a slow in her like regular kit. The only thing Sona has at most is a slow if you stack up the passive 3 times and then hit him with the auto after you E, which almost no one does. So very interesting. So Soraka's base health is going slightly up, which is fine. Health growth is going down, so that's fine. Όχι. Δεν θέλω. Δεν θέλω. Ω, ναι, δεν θέλω. Ναι, δεν θέλω.
Θα το δώσω στη μάνα σου.
Δώσ' το. They're trying to fucking force cake down my throat. And then they call me fat. Anyway. So, what else did they do? Her mana went up, which is interesting. Her mana growth went down. So she's better level 1. She's worse beyond that. Yeah, everything else got rounded out pretty much. Okay, so her base stats don't matter. Whatever they did there doesn't really fucking matter. The Q, the self-heal is going down. In all respects. That's fine. That's one of the issues. The rejuvenation heal, which I'm kind of sad about, is going down. Not because it heals Soraka less, but because it heals the AD less. So, like, I'm very sad. Because now, instead of the AD getting healed for more, the AD is getting healed for less because top Soraka is so good. Which is, like, retarded. Unless the W somehow makes it 5 seconds, even though the Q's not on the AD, which is weird. But we'll see. So, the cost is going up, which is great. I feel like they should have just done that, honestly. And then the bonus move speed is going down. I didn't even know she gets bonus move speed when she queued. But whatever. So the W, me after massage and ice cream. While Soraka is rejuvenated, the 10% maximum health cost for casting Astral Fusion will be reduced. Interesting. And then the heal is going up. So they're taking away some of the regen from the Q for Soraka and technically the AD. And now they're giving it to the W. But now the W is going to cost health no matter what. Which is... Actually, wait, no. Wait. No, this is a buff to W. Actually, never mind. This is great. This is good. This is great. I think it's not as good as the Sona changes. But... And it's actually not as good for ADs either. But it's fine. Soraka is going to still be Soraka in the bot lane at least. Hopefully she won't go top anymore. I've actually never had Soraka in my games. I've never seen a Soraka top. Either like against it or with it. I think it's either always been banned or never picked. So it's like... I don't even know how big of a problem it is or how broken it is. I've gone against Sona... And the Sona had 20 kills, but that's because she was against an Aatrox with somehow Fetter. And I don't understand how. But that was one game and that's it. And I think that Aatrox was just brainless, so it doesn't matter. Silas. What do I think of Silas? I think Silas was what happened to a lot of League champions after Riot gets through reworking them. Which is they're either extremely OP, which is the 1%, aka Kog'Maw, and they get reverted. Or their rework is a huge nerf that literally does nothing but nerf them. It makes it seem like it's new, but it's not. Oh, bye-bye. Finally. So, Silas finally is at the point where he got reworked, aka nerfed, and he's not used because he sucks ass. And they're buffing him, I'm assuming. The base damage on Q is going up by a little bit. Let me see what they're saying. Silas has been doing well after our large changes in 10.1. And we're less worried about him taking over pro games. Yeah, because he sucks. So we can give him some more power. AKA, they want him to do better in solo queue because he sucks ass in both. And he sucks ass so much in pro play, he's not going to be used. Cool. Udry. Udry is bad, from what I've heard. I don't know why. I still think he's decent. I feel like if I play him, I'll do okay. I don't think he's a great jungler. I don't think he's a bad jungler. I think he's decent. But he's very decent if you know what you're doing. He's a jungler where, like, okay, you kind of have to have some experience jungling. If you have no experience jungling, play Warwick or play fucking Kayn, probably. But if you have some experience jungling and want an okay jungler, play Udyr. He does damage. So what are they doing? I'm assuming they're buffing him because he sucks cock. Udyr currently doesn't benefit at all from the Cloud Drake. Wow, I did not know that. Udyr now gets a 5% off his global cooldown per Cloud Drake. Wow, that's actually crazy. Wait, that's insanely good. Wait a minute. So if you're in like the most opportune game, you could get 20% extra cooldown off everything. That's insane. That's actually really good. Jungle. So, I'm actually interested. I'm going to read this whole thing. I'm very interested in this. One trend we've seen over the years is that new and low MMR players pick jungle at a much lower rate than other positions. Yes, no one likes jungle because jungle gets blamed for everything. Even when it's stronger than those other positions, because you actually have to have a brain to play it. Rather than, oh, I go to lane, I hit stuff, and I push. In jungle, you have to be like, okay, I have to hit stuff at certain times and then go and gank at certain times. And I have to keep track of objectives. I feel like jungle, you have to think, which is why a lot of people can't play it. Anyway, we're approaching this problem by giving some popular champions these skill levels, aka the suck-ass champions, better tools to jungle with. So they're basically giving the popular champions the ability to jungle because they know a majority of the player base plays those popular champions. So they're basically letting people who suck dick at this game play champions who usually are played by the suck dicks in the jungle. This is actually going to be so fucking bad. Unless it's overbuffed, this is so bad. It's going to make people think, okay, I could jungle with Garen and Zed. And then they're going to go into the jungle thinking, all right, I made it so I could do it. They're going to feed their asses off. This is going to be so bad. The actual jungle mains might make some use out of this, but this is a trap. This is literally a trap to get new people who don't know how to jungle into the jungle and just get raped. I feel like Riot is doing this to reduce queue times. They're having like this susceptible population do the grunt work because no one wants to play jungle and everyone gets autofilled jungle or some shit. This is like mad smart but mad shady. I don't trust this. But anyway, okay. They won't have to learn to play a new champion as well. All the changes below are to ability effectiveness against monsters to avoid accidental impacts to lane strength. See, that's good. These are good fucking changes. As a caveat, we're investigating other solutions to help out jungle and the satisfaction of playing the role in the future too. So they're looking to rework the jungle. Cool. Because jungle's ass. So, basically the sweeping changes, these all do more damage to jungle. So, before I go on, let me actually read what I think is hilarious here, right? Let's see where it was. We're making... Here it was. It was in the beginning. We're making larger changes to the jungle champion pool and giving some traditionally non-jungler champions better tools. This is the part I like. This way, we're diversifying the arguably small champion pool for veteran and new players. That means of all the fucking junglers in this game, most of the junglers are ass. And Riot just admitted it. Riot just admitted most of their junglers are fucking ass. They suck cock. They're not good. And there's only a handful of actual junglers who are good in this game. That's a problem. That's a mistake. Riot, fix the fucking jungle, but God, please fix AD. AD is actually not in a terrible place, but like it could be better. But jungle, I think, actually needs to change first. Like, this is insane. Jungle is like, the champion diversity for jungle is so limited. It's like, okay, I'm either gonna play like a damage assassin and do mostly nothing, or I'm gonna play like maybe 1 to 3 tanks and that's it. Maybe. So it's like, what the fuck? Alright, anyway. These were in 10.3, but no one gives a shit. So, some runes. Exhaust got buffed. This doesn't fucking matter. Ever since they took away the armor and MR reduction from Exhaust, it was worse overall, and you would never take it over Ignite. Especially with all the healing in the bot lane, you definitely want Ignite. Exhaust is fine. And by fine, I mean kind of shitty. I mean, I don't know. If you have a lane with Exhaust versus a lane with Ignite supports, the lane with Ignite supports is probably going to win 99% of the time if they're at equal skill level. It's just a matter of fact. Because it's just better early. Exhaust doesn't work that well early. It works decently like late. But Ignite works really well early. So it's like, damn. I mean, it's a good buff, don't get me wrong, but they need to give back some of what it had before to make it especially like competitive. It's not competitive at all. It sucks ass. Hail of Blades. I actually severely enjoy Hail of Blades in Earth. Outside of Earth, I never use this shit. However, the change they're doing is something I extremely like. You have more time in between attacks. You have 3 seconds to do all your attacks instead of 2, which is good. You know, it's just a stray buff by like 33%. I think. Don't quote my math. I'm a college student too. The cooldown, however, is going to 8 seconds of just not hitting a champion. So now you can actually, which was my biggest pet peeve with this nerf, you can actually hit a champion, do your whole combo, and then farm and get it back. Before, you had to literally not hit anything for 4 seconds and just like, you would sit there with your dick in your hand and it'd feel so bad. Now this is good. You have to wait double the time, but you can actually CS now. And most of the time you're not, like, if you stop fighting an enemy champion, it's gonna be for 8 seconds most of the time. Unless you get re-engaged down and then you're just dead. But this is a great change and I really like this. I just wish I used it. So, Bloodline, which I think we're getting fooked with. Oh my god, we are. This is terrible. I actually didn't even know this was happening. Jesus Christ. And I'm actually tilted. And I'm going to say why. As you would expect. I used Bloodline and Overheal before I think almost every other AD. Like every other popular AD main. I'm like low-key really fucking good at seeing what's good and what's bad ahead of time. Veigar was broken. I knew it. He got reworked. Kog'Maw was broken. I knew it. He got reworked twice. This shit was like really good. I started doing it. Sneaky started doing it. Everyone started doing it. It's nerfed now because it's so safe. I explained it in a recent stream with Elijah, and Elijah pointed out, like, I usually find some of the stuff that's OP before it's OP. So, you know, tune into my stream, twitch.tv/Tecnics channel. But I'm really sad. This probably isn't going to make me take attack speed because the amount of lifesteal you get from Bloodline late game is 12%. That's like equal to a Blade of the Ruined King, I think. If not more. If not more. And it's like, a lot of the time, me personally, late game, I don't even use or get a lifesteal item unless I'm playing a specific champ. So it's always good to have that lifesteal just inherently in my kit. And now this makes it so kills are even more important. Because when you get a kill, you get a stack of any of these. You get a stack. Now, the bad part is they're making it 25 stacks for Alacrity as well. So I would understand if they just nerfed Bloodline. I would have been like, okay, it's fair because you're getting a lot more benefit from 12% lifesteal than you are from 18% attack speed, which is what Alacrity gives you. But it's just like, they nerfed Alacrity too. And it's like, why? Why did you do this? But whatever. Let's see what they have to say about this. We've seen Bloodline all too often as the dominant pick for ADs, especially in Pro all last year. Yep. We're slowing down all the Legend runes, I don't know why, stacking for minion farming versus champion killing, since Bloodline specifically relies on stacking up. And since pros get more of their stacks from farming than kills compared to everyone else, they should be most impactful at that level of pro play. Or that level of play, which is pro. This is bullshit. But it's kind of true. It's true, and I don't like that it's true. People like me and people in my elo that are not in like masters and above, we farm like shit. Let's be honest. I barely sometimes get 90 by 20 minutes, where you're supposed to get 90 by like 10 to 11 minutes. It's like, come on. We suck ass. So he's right. We're probably going to get it mostly from kills, but I usually get it from farm. Like, I count how much lifesteal I get from farm. Like, every 20 CS, I know I got a lifesteal stack. Now, does this realistically change anything? Probably not. I mean, yeah, obviously it changes how long you need to get it. You need like an extra wave maybe. 6, 12, 18, 24. Yeah, so you need the 5th wave instead of the 4th one. Or maybe even the 6th wave. But the amount of lifesteal you get early isn't like huge. You get 0.6%. Not even 6%, 0.6% per stack. So it's like, even if you did get a kill early, it's not like you have amazingly more amounts of lifesteal. It scales very slowly already. So does this change anything? Not really. The most this changes is honestly it's a nerf for attack speed. Because you gain a lot more attack speed a lot earlier than you do lifesteal from Bloodline. So while this does put a damper on Bloodline, it's not like Bloodline had a lot of early power that Alacrity does. So honestly, a bigger nerf to Alacrity than anything. I don't even care about Tenacity because I'm an AD main. Perfect timing. I'm not even going to read all this shit because I don't care. But wait, actually, what are they doing? Grants a commencing stopwatch that becomes a replica stopwatch at 10 minutes. Oh, okay. So now you get it later, but you could reduce the time similar to the booties. And I didn't even know it reduced the cooldown of Guardian's Angel. That's actually crazy. And it costs more. They're just nerfing this whole fucking item. Fuck this item. I hate it. If you're not doing good, you're not even using it. Phase Rush. This rune is only good on like 10 people, maybe max. That's it. Probably less, honestly. So I'm assuming to see buff. Attempting to brawl in the rune since it's currently only being taken by ranged mages with extremely low cooldowns. So, maximum time between attacks, 4. Movement speed. Oh, it's better for melees. This doesn't really fucking matter, though. Maybe for Darius this is good. Darius, Tryndamere, but Tryndamere you'd honestly take Conqueror. Why would you take this? Set this might be good on, honestly, but again, why would you not take Conqueror? Take, not tank. Why would you not take Conqueror? It's like stupid. So it's not that this is bad, it's just it gets overshadowed by other shit. Omni Stone will no longer give press the attack or Conqueror. I'm not even going to mention this because I barely even see it, and when I do, I think people are trolling. Unflinching, I don't even give a shit. Okay, and finally, I think the biggest, or one of the biggest changes this patch, the immolation items. So, how the fuck are we going to do this? I feel, let me say my opinions on current Cinder items. Cinder and immolate items. They suck ass. They're decent, if not awful, early, and then later in the game they become absolutely fucking useless. The only thing, in my opinion, Bomby Cinder, or Immolate, you know, the passive in general, is good for at all, is for the jungle, for early clear. You're just able to do more damage to the camps, and because they're so low health early, and Immolate does, like, decent damage early, it's okay early. However, I don't know if, you know, people even watch this, but if they do, how long they've been playing. Immolate used to be worse. It used to be a flat amount. At least now it scales, but even then, it still sucks fucking ass. This thing is ass. So it's like, it's just good in the early game and that's it. And for like one of the big and few like decent armor items, the uniqueness of it is like, it's dick. It's literally just a stat item. You get health, you get armor. The active, which isn't even an active, it's a passive, which is the immolate, is like negligible. It's stupid. Unless you're playing jungle early. So, what do? Once every 10 seconds, your next immobilizing ability deals 6 to 23 plus 0.02 bonus health and releases a fire nova that also deals that bonus damage around you. So not only will your ability do slightly more damage, that's a CC ability, it's also going to make you burst into fire and then do more damage. And it's a nova. So that means each nova, like, piece, similar to Vladimir's E basically, is doing that damage. And as far as I can see, they stack. So Cinder Hulk does more, Sunfire Cape does a shit ton. Wow. This actually might be a good item now. I mean, I don't know. I have to see how the Nova interacts, but... And depending on how many, like, little Nova-ettes, I guess they are. I don't know what to call them. But this could be interesting. I'm actually very curious. And again, this is great for tanks. It's encouraging tanks to be played. And I love it. I love it, and I want to see more. This is good change. I'm very interested. Slow resistance calculation. We're making an adjustment to how slow resistance stacks. Now slow resistance will stack multiplicatively instead of linearly. As an example, 2 30% slow resistance effects will now reduce slows by 51% rather than 60%. So slows are worse, which is interesting. I didn't think slows were that bad in general. But maybe, excuse me, maybe they're doing this because of how prevalent Glacial has been. I'm feeling like their thought is, okay, we'll do this. We'll see if it curbs a Glacial. If it doesn't curb Glacial, they're nerfing Glacial next patch. If this doesn't solve the problem. So, that's pretty interesting. Let's see what it does. But slows are worse. So, now we're getting into client stuff. We talked about a bunch in the past month about switching to globally unique Riot accounts and usernames. Starting later in 10.4, you'll need to use those unique Riot accounts, which I have. I got Tecnics channel back. The region selector on the login screen will disappear. When you log in, you'll automatically be directed to the server associated with your account. Lovely. Nice. Crash reporting, I don't give a shit. Bug fixes, I don't give a shit. Skins, I mentioned, and they have whatever chromas. Alright, that's the patch notes. Only took me fucking 50 minutes almost. Overall, some changes very questionable. Some changes didn't matter. But a couple of changes where I thought Riot actually outdid themselves. You know what? I'm going to give this one an even 7. I was going to give it something worse because a lot of the shit I didn't either like or understand why they did. And they nerfed Aphelios and buffed Caitlyn. But these two changes, the Sona change and the jungle immolate change, or just immolation in general, and Hail of Bleeds, are very interesting to me. I'm going to give this patch an even 7. Not... fuck, 7 sounds too... I'm going to stick with it, though. Fuck it. Not that good of a patch, but interesting things added. 7 out of 10, Marc Merrills. I hope if you watch this, you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks, hopefully. Later.